Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I took my client from this to this, stay tuned. Okay, so we're taking it back with this one here. Okay, this is from the archives. Baby, this girl had some serious hair. And I can't remember if she told me that she hasn't had a silk press before or it had been a very long time. But as you can see, her hair was not trained and it was just so beautiful. So the first thing we want to do is take her to the shampoo bowl. I'm showing you how, when I wet it down, how it starts to stretch out already. It's already showing signs of the shrinkage is real, okay? Because it shrank into that cute little afro, but baby, you'll see at the end, this girl had some long hair. I've experienced in the past where I've had shampoo assistants or people who would shampoo me and then they would wet the hair for just a second or two and then they'd go in with shampoo. But you really have to get that hair thoroughly wet in order for your shampoo to spread evenly. So I'm going in with the scrub. Sometimes, I'll let my clients lay back and I'll scrub them. But if they have as much hair as this client has, I sit them up so that I can get a good scrub. I want to reach every part of that scalp. I'll never forget, while I was living in New York, I had a client, it was a male client, and he would get dandruff really caked up like right behind his ears. And so the shampoo girl would shampoo him and she would always miss that spot. So those are the times I say, hey, sit that client up and get every inch. After I do the clarifying, then I'll do a steam treatment with the charcoal detox shampoo. It feels amazing. So I didn't show my initial detangle process, which I usually do for the first shampoo, but I'm going to show you this one. This is after the shampoo and conditioner has been applied, and I'm going in with a light leave-in by Pravana, and then I'm going to comb through it, but I also have a heavier leave-in that I'm going to use because of her hair texture. But the light one is just to help me kind of part these sections, and then I'll use a heavier one to really help me detangle each section. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I like to do the 5 plait method. When the hair's thicker though, I will do a couple of more just to make it easier on me during the blow dry. So I think for her, I did 6 plaits in total. From as far back as I can remember, I grew up in a salon. My mother was a stylist. She trained me. My sister, my older sister, is also a stylist currently. And my brother is also licensed, my little brother. And so we all have hair running through our veins. And I'll never forget my mother teaching me how to do a comb out. And she said, don't comb from the root, but you want to comb from the ends and work your way to the root. And it'll be less pain for your client. So that's what you see me doing here with this young lady. I'm taking small sections, and on this go round, I'm actually twisting instead of plaiting. And here's the deal with that. It's totally up to you. It's your preference if you want to twist or braid. Sometimes I'll do a very loose braid if the client's hair has a tendency to unravel. Because this young lady's texture is tighter, it's a tighter coil, I know that when I twist it, it'll stay twisted while she's under the dryer. It won't unravel. So I don't have to do a braid. But even if I did a braid, it's a very loose braid. Because why? You want the air to be able to flow through. The braid or the twist is just to simply keep the hair contained while it dries a little bit. That's it. You just want to contain it. My assistant before, she would braid the client's hair so tight like she was doing cornrows. And I said, girl, undo that and loosen it. You want something that's loose enough where you can unbraid it or untwist it with one hand while your dryer is in your other hand. You shouldn't have to fight with it. Speaking of not having to fight with hair, I know looking at this hair from this vantage point, it looks like, oh my gosh, she has so much and what are you going to do? But I found over the years, especially when I was a new stylist, I used to be intimidated by heads that walked through the door if it was long or if it seemed like 4C or too thick but I found out that if you take it a little bit at a time, you can do any head of hair. And so I began to be less intimidated by things that seemed major. It doesn't make me afraid anymore. I can do anybody's hair. Because why? I've learned to take it bit by bit. In last week's video, we did hit a serious note and we talked about how God is not obligated to keep us here if we're not going to do his will. And so I was encouraging all of us to step into the things that he's called us to do, to start the business, to write the book, to do the necessary. But this week, I want to encourage you even more. I didn't want last week's video to make you walk away and feel like, oh, I have this massive mountain in front of me that I have to just jump over. No, just like I'm taking her hair section by section and I'm working each individual part until I see results. That's what you're going to have to do with your dream, the dream that God has given you. You're going to have to take it bit by bit, little by little, and work that thing until it's worked out. One of my favorite scriptures comes from Proverbs 16:3, and it says, "Roll your works upon the Lord, and then he'll make your thoughts agreeable to his will, and then your plans will be established and succeed." The thing is, we're not going about this on our own. We're not doing this without his help. As we're taking bit by bit and chomping away at the tasks related to our dreams, we are rolling our works upon the Lord. That simply means that when we are ready to take a step, or we think we are, we'll say, "Hey, Abba, I'm feeling like going this way. What do you think?" Or, "Hey, what are your thoughts towards this right here concerning the business?" You don't stop for a year and don't do anything and wait to hear. You keep going, because the scripture actually says, that same scripture says that he'll make your thoughts agreeable to his will. That's so deep, y'all. He'll literally make your thoughts line up with what his will is. So it's important that we keep going. We roll our works. We're acknowledging him. We're saying, "Hey, Lord, I'm acknowledging you in every process of this, but I'm not going to stop moving forward." And the last part of that scripture is so fun. It says, "Then your plans will be established and succeed." My God. So I really just wanted to encourage someone today that if you have a dream in front of you that seems insurmountable, it seems big, and it seems like it's too big for you, you can certainly do it. Like Joshua and Caleb said in the Bible, we can certainly do it, and you can certainly do it. Just take a little bit at a time, set yourself on a schedule, get your calendar out, write down different goals, smaller goals. Those small goals will end up being big goals, and before you know it, you'll be fulfilling your dreams and the dreams that God had already planned for you. I'm on my last section here, and as you can see, it's going pretty good. She does have some ends that need to be trimmed, so I'm fighting a little bit with those, but otherwise, she's doing well. I've gotten several comments in the past praising the fact that I'm a stylist who doesn't cut the hair. But I will say this, today we are doing a haircut because this young lady wants her haircut. After I finish plaiting her hair this way, I'm going to pop her under the dryer for about 10 minutes. And again, if you're new here, that's so that her scalp can be completely dry and that we can get her hair up to 70 or 80% dry in order for me to blow dry it properly. So we have the blow dry underway already, and I'm taking really great care with her ends because they need to be trimmed. So I'm having to go over them gently so that they don't tangle up on me while I'm actually trying to dry her hair. I used to use a Denman brush, but then I switched to this paddle brush by Aveda. Shout out to a friend of mine in New York who put me on. It actually feels really good on the scalp. The bristles are nice, they don't hurt, and they don't melt. So I enjoy this brush very much. I have this one and the mini version of this one. Okay, so here's the sad part of our video. This phone ran out of storage and I was not able to capture the silk press portion of her style or the haircut. I'm so disappointed because this was a major service and I enjoyed it so much and I love the outcome. I did get the after video of her hair finished, and look, her silk press. It turned out absolutely beautiful, and you can see how well her hair silked out. You can also see on her ends that they did need to be trimmed, and so I think a haircut for her was a good call because it was kind of going up the hair shaft. So we were able to cut and then also do layers to catch all the bad ends, and we did. We caught them all. And this is our final result. She looks absolutely beautiful. She loved her cut. She wanted some tight curls or somewhat tight curls so that it would last for her graduation. and she looks stunning, beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.